Day 167 of hitchhiking from Southampton to South Africa.
We woke up in Ekpoma this morning and started hitchhiking again. We quickly got our first ride, and he only went to the edge of town, but then from here we got picked up by a truck that could take us about 170 kilometers. We were very happy when we heard this, but then, only a few kilometers later, we were completely stuck. A couple of trucks had fallen over in the mud, and we waited for a while, but it wasn't long before our driver decided he had waited long enough and opted to take a little shortcut through one of the villages. As it turns out, people in Nigeria don't like trucks coming through their villages, as they ruin the roads and can sometimes even block them completely when they crash. When we tried to enter the village, we got greeted by a guy with a shotgun, who kindly asked us to turn around, so we did, and rejoined the slow-moving trucks all on their way north. We saw at least a dozen tipped over trucks on our journey today, and the roads were unlike anything I've ever seen before. One of the good things about today was that our truck was empty, which meant that we could take paths full trucks would never dare to take. Not only that, but our driver was also driving like he had a death wish, and we had a few times where he'd literally end up flying around the cabin. Oh, and then he also seemed to literally just not care about waiting his turn whatsoever, and was more than happy to jump the queue as often as he could. Because of this, we were making great progress, and in only 5 hours we managed to cover a distance of 20 kilometers. Eventually the road improved, and we actually started making some progress again. We stopped for lunch, but we don't have a whole lot of cash left, so it was a bit of a pathetic lunch. We continued our journey, and before we knew it, it was completely dark. When we were about 30 kilometers away from our destination, our driver pulled over on the side of the road and told us that he was stopping here for the night. We were absolutely defeated and got out of the truck to try and find a hotel somewhere along the road, when all of a sudden our driver told us it was just a joke and to get back in the truck. Not the best joke if you ask me, but we got back in, and after a total of 12 hours of driving, we finally arrived in Adonkolo, and after a bit of searching, we managed to find a hotel. There was no restaurant in town, but we had no money for a real meal anyways, and ended up having some boiled eggs and a slice of watermelon.